Welcome back to Steve Rao Reviews. Today we're going to review booster packs, what kind of booster pack you should actually get, lithium ion or regular lead acid. They both serve their purposes. One is definitely not better than the other depending on your use. And I'm going to show you a couple of things here that work and some things that don't work, some things you should do, some things you shouldn't. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's just take a look at the booster packs I have. I've got two because I actually require two. But if I was a person who was just going to go out and buy one, not this particular brand, but any of these lithium jump packs, I would buy a lithium jump pack starter first before anything else. Now, this style here, yeah, it comes with USB ports. I've covered them up for now, and it comes with a little light on the side. Some come with air compressors. You know, if you just want to start a vehicle, disconnect the jump pack after, lithium ion, small, compact, the best. Now, if you want to use one of these, like I do, well, what's the purpose of me having two? Well, this one here is strictly for starting. This one here, I actually use it to replace the battery that is either not there or is completely dead. Now, the whole idea behind these jump starters is you have to follow the instructions. And the instructions are, these are not a replacement for a battery, and these are not designed to be a replacement for a battery either. But lithium ion or lead acid battery are completely different. Now, read the instructions, whatever kind of jump pack you have, but this is a lead acid battery in here, and this one here, the Stanley. And I've shown this before where I don't have a battery. I'll put the link down below to that diesel engine that I started a little while ago, and I only used this jump pack. Now, the difference is, this is lead acid, this is lithium. Now, when I use this for, take for instance, say a lawn tractor that's got a completely dead battery, I'll use this, leave it on, and while I'm doing testing or starting or any of that kind of stuff. Or in the situation of my diesel engine that I showed beside my shop here, I started up with just on the jump pack itself and left it running. Well, we're not talking about an automotive alternator, you know, that may put out 300 amps. So lawn tractors and small little diesel engine like I had running there, well, maybe 20 amps tops. So I mean, what you don't want to do is have these hooked up with no battery at all, especially lithium ion, if you're got a an alternator that's putting out a lot of amps, because bad things can happen, right? So in my situation, using this jump pack as a replacement for a battery works fine for me. And I used it on my diesel log splitter. Now the diesel engine I have on the side is a spare engine. I built two of them, and the other one is a diesel log splitter. I'll put a link down below if you'd like to see that in action. But I used it this fall, and I only hooked this up. I didn't have a battery. I only hooked this up, and everything seemed to be fine. So, if you're thinking, okay, how do you test one of these? Like, how do you know, like, over time, that the cranking amps are not what they're called for? So you've got, say, this is my tester I have. And this one here is not a conventional load tester. It's using digital small micro amps of testing, and it's all computerized. This will not work on any of these to test with because it doesn't sense a load. So a lot of people may be curious to know if this will actually work. I'll hook them up and I'll show you that it won't work, and there's nothing wrong with this. And we'll use the multimeter just to prove that this actually has it's fully charged, and you'll see that this will not work. Now, you can't test it with lithium ion. It's not rated for lithium ion. Don't use it for lithium ion. So, you know, the testing procedures are quite different. So let's just test this, and I'll show you that this does not work with this, because the circuitry in here and the circuitry in here does not allow this tester to actually make a connection where, well, it can sense a load. It's completely different, this, than it would be in your regular, you know, automotive battery or even a lawn tractor battery. You can test it with one of these, but it will not work on a jump pack. Okay, so I've got my connections all made. I have my multimeter hooked up. So all I'm going to do now is come over here and turn it on. 12.7. And what do we see there? Check connections. Yeah, it will not recognize the load from a jump pack. Now, if you use the old style, like they call it a toaster style of battery amperage checking, yes, it will work. But on this newer style of battery testing, well, I tell you what, it does not work. So overall, if you're just looking to use this like I am with small amperage output of alternators and replacing the battery, you know, just for testing and running, you know, that kind of thing, well, it does work, and I've had great success with it. But to tell you the truth, if I was going to spend the money, I'd buy, you know, one of these lithium ion ones, not just NOCO, but this, I found this one to be reasonable. But I would definitely consider buying a small compact unit. Now, I don't leave this in my truck inside the cab. I leave it in the back of my box. It's locked up under my tonneau cover. This one here, I leave in the shop here. The best thing I could say is, well, for the money, which one would be the best for the average person? Okay, for the average person, just a regular do-it-yourselfer who's not going around boosting stuff like crazy, like a used car lot or something. Well, I tell you what, I'd go with the compact lithium ion. I mean, for me, this is a no-brainer. I've used this to start, I would say, in testing. Start 4 or 5 times easily, and the thing just keeps on going. Where this type of lead acid, no. It's very hard on it, and they've got a small little battery in there, something like you'd see in a security alarm system or something like that. They're not the best, right? The more you spend, the better you're going to get with a bigger battery. But for the money, this is the one. Now, of course, like I said before, the reason why I got that is because I can use it when there's no battery there at all. And the small little charge rate that I'm testing with, I find I have no problem. But there's no way I'm going to do it with one of these. No. I'm not even going to bother taking a chance. Last thing I want is this thing blowing up, right? So with the lead acid battery, it's fine. But I can't tell you what the circuitry is, why the digital battery tester that you know, the newest high-tech tester that you can get will not work on these jump packs like that because it doesn't see a connection or a load. And I don't know the reason why. There must be something inside of these. I imagine if I took it apart, took the battery out, then yes, I could test it separately. But who's going to do that, right? All I do, for me, the testing of the battery, is if I see it's around 12.6, 12.7 when it's fully charged, I'm good to go. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe. Come back again and see a channel that you might see things or hear things that you might not hear or see someplace else. Cheers.